Hi, welcome to Fiction Fingers Fairy Channel. Please subscribe to this channel for more interesting stories and don't forget to like and share this video. Thank you. Rachel and Brian's love story began in the quiet corners of the college library, where fate brought them together on a fateful day. As Rachel reached for a book on the top shelf, her hand brushed against Brian's, sparking an instant connection between them. "Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you," Brian said, his voice soft yet filled with warmth. "It's okay," Rachel replied, a shy smile gracing her lips as she met his gaze. Their eyes locked, and in that moment, time seemed to stand still as they lost themselves in each other's presence. Brian couldn't help but be drawn to Rachel's captivating beauty, while Rachel found comfort in Brian's gentle demeanor. "Are you looking for something in particular?" Brian asked, breaking the silence with genuine curiosity. "Just browsing," Rachel admitted, her cheeks flushing slightly under his gaze. Brian chuckled, his eyes twinkling with amusement. "Me too. I'm Brian, by the way." "I'm Rachel," she replied, a hint of excitement in her voice as she introduced herself. From that moment on, their conversation flowed effortlessly as they discovered shared interests and passions. They exchanged book recommendations, debated various topics, and laughed at each other's jokes. It felt as if they had known each other for years, despite just meeting. As the hours passed, Rachel and Brian found themselves reluctant to part ways. "Would you like to grab coffee sometime?" Brian finally mustered the courage to ask, hoping Rachel would say yes. "I'd love to," Rachel replied, her heart fluttering with anticipation. And so, their first date marked the beginning of a beautiful love story that would transcend time and space. In each other's company they found solace, companionship, and a love that would endure the tests of time. Their chance encounter in the library would forever be etched in their memories as the moment when two hearts collided and found their perfect match. Rachel, with her striking beauty, intelligence, and kindness, captivated Brian's heart from the moment they first crossed paths. Her radiant personality and caring nature made her stand out among her peers. Brian, on the other hand, was known for his academic prowess and active participation in sports. Together they complemented each other perfectly, embodying the ideal college couple. In the midst of bustling college life, Rachel and Brian's love story continued to flourish, becoming the envy of their peers. As they strolled hand in hand through the campus pathways, their laughter echoing in the air, they shared dreams, aspirations, and whispered words of affection. "I can't believe we're almost seniors," Rachel remarked one sunny afternoon, her hand intertwined with Brian's as they sat on a bench overlooking the campus quad. "I know. Time flies when you're having fun," Brian replied while looking at Rachel. Their love was not confined to quiet moments alone. They embraced every opportunity for adventure and excitement. From impromptu road trips to spontaneous picnics in the park, Rachel and Brian savored every moment together, creating memories that would last a lifetime. "Let's climb that hill and watch the sunset," Brian suggested one evening, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "Sounds perfect," Rachel agreed, her heart filled with anticipation as they embarked on yet another adventure. Their love was not just evident in their romantic gestures but also in their unwavering support for each other's endeavors. Whether it was cheering on Brian from the sidelines during a sports match or attending Rachel's academic presentations, they stood by each other's side through thick and thin. "You were amazing out there," Rachel exclaimed, wrapping her arms around Brian after a particularly intense game. "Thanks, babe. I couldn't have done it without you," Brian replied, his eyes filled with gratitude and love. Their friends and classmates admired the strength of their bond, often remarking on how they seemed destined for each other. Rachel's wisdom and Brian's athleticism complemented each other perfectly, earning them the endearing title of the college's power couple. "Have you seen Rachel and Brian? They're like something out of a fairy tale," one classmate whispered to another, casting a glance at the couple as they walked by, hand in hand, their love shining brightly for all to see. But amidst the admiration and praise, Rachel and Brian remained grounded, cherishing the simple moments they shared together. For them, love wasn't just about grand gestures, it was about the quiet moments of intimacy, the shared laughter, and the unspoken understanding that bound them together. As graduation day loomed closer, Rachel and Brian found themselves reflecting on the journey they had embarked on together. Sitting on the steps of their favorite spot on campus, Rachel turned to Brian with a smile playing on her lips. "Can you believe we're graduating soon?" she asked, her voice tinged with a hint of nostalgia. Brian nodded, intertwining his fingers with hers. "It feels like just yesterday we were freshmen getting lost in the halls of this place," he replied, a fondness evident in his eyes. Despite the bittersweet realization that their college days were coming to an end, Rachel and Brian found solace in the knowledge that their love had only grown stronger over the years. They talked excitedly about their plans for the future, dreaming of a life filled with love, happiness, and success. "I can't wait to see what the future holds for us," Rachel said, her voice filled with optimism. "Me too," Brian agreed. "As long as we're together, I know we can handle whatever comes our way." Their love had weathered the storms of college life, and now, as they stood on the brink of a new chapter, they faced the uncertainties of the future with unwavering determination and unwavering love. They knew that as long as they had each other, they could conquer anything that came their way. "Promise me we'll always be there for each other, no matter what," Rachel whispered, her eyes searching Brian's for reassurance. "Always," Brian replied without hesitation, his gaze filled with love and devotion. "I'll never let anything come between us." With their hearts full of hope and their hands tightly intertwined, Rachel and Brian embraced the unknown with open arms, ready to write the next chapter of their love story together. As they stood on the threshold of adulthood, they knew that their journey as a couple was just beginning, and they were eager to see where life would take them. Due to Rachel and Brian's outstanding academic performance in their college, they had already received job offers before their graduation day. Their dedication and hard work throughout their college years had not gone unnoticed by potential employers who recognized their potential and talents. Rachel had secured a position at a prestigious marketing firm. Meanwhile, Brian had been offered a job at a leading engineering company. On the day of graduation, the excitement in the air was palpable, as Rachel and Brian's families gathered to celebrate their achievements. Amidst the sea of graduates and well-wishers, Rachel's parents and Brian's parents stood proudly, their eyes shining with pride as they watched their children prepare to embark on the next chapter of their lives. After exchanging heartfelt congratulations and warm embraces, Brian took Rachel's hand and led her to a quiet corner away from the bustling crowd. With a nervous smile, he got down on one knee, a small velvet box in his trembling hands. "Rachel, from the moment I met you, I knew you were the one I wanted to spend the rest of my life with," Brian began, his voice filled with emotion. "Will you marry me?" Rachel's eyes widened in surprise as she took in the sight before her. Tears welled up in her eyes as she nodded, unable to find her voice amidst the overwhelming rush of emotions. "Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes!" she finally exclaimed, throwing her arms around Brian's neck as he slipped the ring onto her finger. Their parents, who had been watching from a distance, couldn't contain their joy as they rushed forward to embrace the newly engaged couple. Tears of happiness glistened in their eyes as they showered Rachel and Brian with hugs and congratulations. "We couldn't be happier for you both," Rachel's mom said, her voice choked with emotion as she wiped away tears of joy. Brian's dad echoed her sentiments, adding, "You two are truly meant for each other. We couldn't have asked for a better match for our son." With their parents' blessings and support, Rachel and Brian's joy knew no bounds as they reveled in the excitement of their engagement. Amidst the celebrations of graduation day, they found themselves surrounded by love and happiness, grateful for the unwavering support of their families. 3 months later, Rachel and Brian exchanged vows in a simple yet joyous ceremony, surrounded by their closest relatives and friends. As they stood hand in hand at the altar, their hearts filled with love and anticipation for the journey that lay ahead. "I can't believe this day is finally here," Rachel whispered to Brian, her eyes shining with happiness. "Me neither," Brian replied, his voice filled with awe as he gazed into Rachel's eyes. "But I couldn't be happier to be marrying you." Their wedding was a celebration of love, unity, and the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. Surrounded by the warmth and laughter of their loved ones, Rachel and Brian exchanged vows that echoed the depth of their commitment to each other. "I promise to love you unconditionally, to support you in all your endeavors, and to cherish every moment we share together," Brian vowed, his words filled with sincerity and love. "And I promise to stand by your side through thick and thin, to be your partner in all things and to love you more with each passing day," Rachel replied, her voice unwavering with conviction. With their hearts full of love and gratitude, Rachel and Brian embarked on the journey of marriage, ready to face whatever challenges and joys lay ahead. The reception that followed was a lively affair filled with laughter, music, and heartfelt speeches from their closest friends and family members. Amidst the celebrations, Rachel and Brian stole quiet moments together, savoring the intimacy of their newlywed bliss. As the night drew to a close and they bid farewell to their guests, Rachel and Brian felt a sense of contentment wash over them. Their wedding day had been everything they had hoped for and more, a testament to the love and support that surrounded them. To be continued.